Well, let's look at something in Scriptures. I'd like you to open with me for a minute in Luke chapter 19. And why I'd like to look with you at this passage is because in these different things that have happened these past couple of weeks, I've felt torn. When the explosion happened in Lebanon, it was so terrible. You feel the pain, and yet you also saw something of the judgment of God going on. And I realized that we need to change our understanding of how we as spiritual people look at the world, because there is something painful going on and something good going on at the same time. How do we relate to that? And I thought of this example. This is when Yeshua is coming into Jerusalem. And let's look in Luke chapter 19, verse 41 and 44. Through 44. כאשר התקרב וראה את העיר, בכה עליה, ואמר לו ידעת היום גם את אשר אלי השלום, אלא שעתה נסתר הוא מעינייך. והנה ימים באים עלייך, ואוהבייך יקימו סוללה סביבייך, ויקיפוך ויצורו עלייך, ולא ישירו בך אבן על אבן, עקב אשר לא ידעת את מועד פקודתך. Well, let's think about this. This is Yeshua. Of course, he's the Messiah, the King of Kings, the Son of God. But he's also coming here as a prophet of Israel. And he's looking at the city of Jerusalem, and this is way back in AD 33, and he prophesies what would happen then in 70 AD. And he came over the city, and he saw it, and he gave perhaps the most amazing historical prophecy of all the prophecies of the Hebrew prophets. And he said that Jerusalem would be destroyed, that the people would be scattered, that the Gentiles would take over the city for a long period of time, and then after a long period of time, the city would be taken back again, and then the prophecies would be restored. That's an amazing set of prophecies, and they've all come true in an impossible way, showing that not only is the Bible true in the Hebrew prophets, but Yeshua as a prophet was the greatest historical Hebrew prophet, as well as, of course, being the Messiah and the Son of God. But what I want you to see here is that Yeshua wept. Now, why did he weep? Because he loved the people. These are his relatives. He's a Jew. These are his Jewish family in Jerusalem, and he sees that there is destruction about to come upon them. He feels their pain and their destruction and what's going to happen, and he weeps with compassion. And then, the next sentence, he gives this huge prophecy of God's judgment, perhaps the greatest single judgment prophecy in history. One sentence after another. Well, I'm trying to find the heart of God in that. I'm trying to find my heart in that. When I look to Lebanon and I see the destruction, the pain, I want to weep. But then this is also God bringing judgment upon the economic corruption, the political corruption, the religious abuse and coercion that has been in that nation. Horrible, the racism. And God was bringing judgment. And God's judgment is righteous. And we have to rejoice in God's righteous judgment. Well, wait a minute. Are we rejoicing or weeping? Both. Somehow, we have to feel the heart of God in compassion that he weeps with people because of the pain. And yet at the same time, he is a righteous judge, and he is bringing judgment and destruction and punishment upon evil. That's what we need to rejoice in that as well. And here we see this. And this also happened this week, that we see God is bringing peace, but he's bringing judgment. We are coming into difficult and confusing times. And we need to understand the heart of God, the scriptures, understand in a wide way what is the compassion of God and what is the judgment of God is happening at the same time. And that will guide us through this.